Hello, I'm Jerry Rechtenwald, Chair of Mechanical and Materials Engineering. These slides give you an orientation to our Mechanical Engineering freshman year curriculum. First of all, I'd like to welcome you. Welcome to Portland State University. Welcome to the Massey College of Engineering and Computer Science. And welcome to the Mechanical and Materials Engineering Department. You'll find our offices on the 4th floor of the engineering building. You can take the stairs or the elevator up, look to the south, and you'll see this door, and it's room 400. The entire suite has faculty offices, staff that are waiting to help you. The goals of this slide presentation are to provide an orientation to our curriculum. We want to prepare you for registering for your classes, and in particular that means getting the right math class to start with, learning about our freshman engineering courses, and learning about FRINC, or Freshman Inquiry. The goal here is to also get you ready to apply to the BSME program. You're part of a 2+2 curriculum. The freshman and sophomore year are called lower division. The junior and senior year are upper division. The upper division courses are held in the Massey College. So although you are currently beginning your studies towards a mechanical engineering degree, you're in the lower division, and then after 2 years, at the end of your sophomore year, you'll apply to the BSME program. At that point, you join the professional school, as it's called, the Massey College, and will finish your bachelor's degree there. This slide shows you our Blue Sheet curriculum guide, or simply the Blue Sheet. It's printed on blue paper, and we use it extensively in our advising, and you can use it to help guide your own path towards completion of your degree. If you don't have a copy nearby, I would recommend getting one. So if you're sitting at your computer watching this presentation, go to the URL at the bottom of the page, and you'll find at the bottom of that page a series of links where you can download the Blue Sheet for yourself. So please do that. Please have a Blue Sheet that you can use to follow along. The Blue Sheet here is somewhat simplified. I've trimmed the top and bottom. And I want to focus on the freshman year, which is this first set of columns on the left side of the page. Each year is divided into fall, winter, and spring terms. There are 10 weeks each. And each of those has a series of classes. So the first column here shows the classes you will be taking in a typical fall term, followed by the winter and the spring terms. The grid on the left side of the sheet indicates the number of credits for each of the classes. The alternate light blue and black boxes are 1 credit each. So according to this scheme, the 4 boxes on the left mean that Math 251 is a 4-credit class. That class is usually taken during the fall of the freshman year. Now, we say usually because most people are following the Blue Sheet, but some aren't. If you're not following the schedule on the Blue Sheet exactly, please make sure that you come visit us for one-on-one advising. The Blue Sheet is also filled with lots of abbreviations: MTH for mathematics, CH for chemistry, EAS for engineering and applied science, UNST for university studies. These prefixes indicate the departments or organizational unit that is offering the class. The courses on the Blue Sheet can also be divided another way, into 3 horizontal stripes. The upper stripe, or the upper group, is math and science. These are the foundation of your engineering career, engineering curriculum. The middle group is the mechanical engineering core, and the bottom group are university studies, or general education classes. You must complete all of the yellow shaded courses before you can be eligible for admission to the BSME program. So once again, the first 2 years are lower division. You take classes as a PSU student. There's no real distinction there other than you haven't yet been admitted to the BSME program. You want to take all the shaded classes, and preferably all the classes indicated here. And then you apply to the upper division, which allows you to take 300 and 400 level classes. Let's focus again on the freshman year. In particular, I want to talk about math and science. The calculus courses Math 251 and 252 and the linear algebra class 261 are typically taken in the fall, winter, and spring terms. Chemistry 221 with the lab 227 is taken in the fall term. Chemistry 222, 228 are taken in the winter term. Notice the chemistry 222 and 228 are not shaded. That means those classes are not required for admission to the program. However, you need to take those because other classes require them as prerequisites. This busy slide shows a lot of classes that help lead you to the calculus sequence. If you go to the math department, you'll see that there's placement tests that are offered that will help you get started. That is, they will help you pick the right time to take Math 251. Down here at the bottom, you see that there's a link to a calculus placement test. Please take advantage of these tests. They're not for credit, they don't affect your GPA, but they do help you figure out which of the math classes you should start with. So this diagram again shows the blue sheet classes 251, 252, and 261. It may be a good idea for you to take Math 112, especially if that placement test for Math 251 indicates that you need those skills to be developed further. FRINC is Freshman Inquiry. It's offered by the University Studies Department, and it reflects a broad need for engineers to be prepared for a lot of skills, communication skills, knowledge of society, etc. The Freshman Inquiry class is especially interesting because it's an entire year-long sequence of 3 classes. You pick a theme and you develop your writing and oral communication skills, your research skills, your ability to engage other people in meaningful discussions. It's taught by a team of faculty, and you also have an upper division student as a mentor. Here's a sample of the topics for Freshman Inquiry. Each sequence is a single one of these topics. So for example, you could take Design and Society for the fall, winter, and spring term. You do need to stick with the theme. If you want more information, please visit this URL. Now let's talk about the Mechanical Engineering Core, and in particular, the Freshman Engineering Sequence. EAS 199A, B, and C are a sequence of classes that lead one into the other and must be taken in that order and during a single year. There's alternative classes shown here which reflect our older version of the curriculum. This is on our blue sheet because some students who are sophomores or even juniors now have taken those classes, and we want to show how they fit into their overall curriculum. The freshman engineering curriculum is called Living with the Lab. You buy a lab kit and tools instead of a textbook. You learn to program an open source microcontroller, which is shown in the photograph in the lower right. You develop your skills doing hands-on exercises and building things in the form of projects. We also ask you to show us what you've learned by actually building things and making them work. So our overall objective is to create in you an innovative and can-do attitude by doing work that is actually quite similar to what engineers do for a living. In other words, they build stuff. Here's a picture showing students in the freshman engineering curriculum using a milling machine, tapping some threads. In your first term, you'll build a water pump, test it. In your second term, you'll put that water pump into a system that you control with your microcontroller. So, in summary, the blue sheet is a guide. It might change from year to year. Don't let that worry you. Just know that each year will have a designation of the year on it. You're going to start with the right math classes. That's very important. The math department is excellent at teaching mathematics, and they've found that this first year placement is crucial to success. FRINC is a year-long sequence. Please start that now. Freshman engineering is also a year-long sequence. Please start that now. If you have any questions, come visit us up on the 4th floor of the engineering building. Thanks for your attention.